and your dog licked your makeup. I hope you get ready for work and you can't find your shirt. I hope you go on a date and your man asks for space with no place for excuses. I hope he chuck deuces. I hope all your plans fail with no money for bail and you end up in jail, but you live to tell the tale. Where your space is invaded by the hate you created, trying to run through a village, lie, steal, and pillage. We need personal space. Just drop out the race. We need personal space.
Oh, y'all, excuse me, because you know how much I hate to interrupt your scroll. So let me hurry up and get through this, because you can go back to doing what you gotta do, and I can go back to doing what I gotta do. And I made an illustration just to make it easier for everybody. All right, this is me, and this is you. Okay, and this could be a family, friend, co-worker, alone in the world with a little cat dog. I don't care who it is, to whom it may concern. However, when we get together, it is now us. You know what always gets me is when we first start out, it's always cool, calm, and collected. I like it that way. But somewhere along the lines, you realize, this is you once again, realizing that you like to play games, okay? You have become so fascinated with playing games that now all of a sudden you think that you can play with me. Here's you thinking that you can play with me. That's crazy. It's honestly crazy, but obviously you like to live on the edge, okay? Now, you realize that you found a new love for these games, that you want to incorporate them in your everyday lifestyle. You are dedicated to the process. You are even willing to bet it all. Now, here's this person who knows what I know, and they know that you are in a great deal of trouble, okay? What a dummy is what you call it, because to bet all of that and to only be left with my ass to kiss is diabolical. It's honestly insane if you ask me. All right now. All right, because the thing is this. Let me break it down for anybody who may be a little confused in translation. Here you are with the right idea, but the wrong bitch. Okay? It's very simple. It's extremely simple. Okay? Right idea, once again, wrong bitch. Yeah. So now that I have gotten wind of what you think is about to take place, I am pointing you in the direction of where maybe someone would like to play games, okay? Which is all the way over there, okay? Are we there yet? No. Are we there yet? No. Okay, I want you to go further, and further, and further away. You're so excited to continue on with these games that you're like, how much further do I have to go? You are so busy making your way downtown, walking fast, okay? You want to get there, you're excited. And even through all of this, even through it all, I'm still being a good Samaritan, a team player, if you will. I grab my magnifying glass because I am determined to help you find you something safe to do. All right, y'all. Well, look, share with those who need to know. Have a good one.
Hey, 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 hey. How y'all doing? Hey there. That's what I be telling my mama when she come in the house. Hey there. How's it going? Y'all doing all right? Y'all all right out there? I hope y'all are okay out there. I had to go downstairs and get the kids dinner. Okay, let me get to speaking. I hope y'all are well today. I'm so glad to be with y'all today. I don't even know what to do because, baby, them people in that Tinley group been beating me up today, child. Do you hear me? They been trying it. Okay, let me get to speaking. Hey, butterfly girl, how you doing? Yes, you was first, girl. That's a first. That is a first for you. You was first. Hey, Enrique, how you doing? Linda Kuntz, how are you? Hey, Miss Carol Morton. Hey, Wanda Smith, Bug Baby, how are you? Sure, Miss Sure, how you doing? Hey, Jody. Hey, Michael. Hey, Miss Charlie Montgomery. Put it on it. Sorry, y'all. Put it in the chair. Just set it in the chair. And y'all can have some of the pasta if y'all want to. All right. Had to get me. Leave me some. They about to eat up all the food. Okay. How you doing, Charlie Girl Montgomery? Charlie Girl Montgomery, I want you to make sure you keep me updated, okay? You love my shirt, Jody? Listen, I love me a graphic tee, and this one says United for Respect. You like that? It says United for Respect. Okay. Hey, Anissa Starks, how you doing? Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all a funny story before I get started with what I got to get started with today, because this is gonna be a good one today. I told y'all that there was something going on in Tinley. Y'all didn't want to look at it. Y'all, I don't get no love over here. Um, I'm gonna say that I don't get any love over here, but that's okay. I'm gonna keep on doing my thing, and I'm gonna keep on putting in the work. Um, but let me tell y'all a funny story. Thank you for the super chat, Anissa. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Um, Let me tell y'all a funny story. So I love you too, Jody, and they do sure. Let me tell you. So super producer is trying to what? Okay. The super producer is trying to. My son came in and tell me we out of plates, because that's the only thing. I'm the uh what do you call it? I'm the secret shopper here. I just do the shopping. Okay. Um. Okay. So super producer called herself. I guess getting back out there in the dating scene, right? It's been years since I have been out there. Okay, but listen. So a gentleman began to email me. Hey, K back, how you doing? A gentleman began to email me. We began to converse back and forward, right? So I'm at the point where I'm thinking, okay, let me find out how old this person is. Y'all tell me where I'm going wrong, okay? We conversing back and forth every day, like all day, having a good time, okay? Did they have schools when you dated? I'm dead, Michael. I am so done. Okay. So I we're conversing every day. So I get to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna ask this person how old they are, right? So I ask this person how old they are, right? They tell me, and I tell them how old I am. They told me, be blessed, have a good week. I'm so done. I am so done that I'm not even going to attempt to date again. I'm just not going to do it. Y'all can have it. I'm okay over here. And I'm going to stop telling people they look handsome too, because that obviously is the problem. I'm not about to do it anymore. Y'all can have it. Okay? Y'all can have it. I'm actually okay. Hey, Jim. Hey, Jim C. You just missed story time, but I'm sure you'll go back later and and do that. Okay, so sure, he was 38, and I am not 38. Um, and so I was like, y'all just tell me where I went wrong so that I don't do it again. But I don't think I'm gonna be dating again or trying to converse with anyone again, because that was just too much for my little ego. My ego was bruised, very bruised. Um, so I'm done. Okay, I'm done with that. All right, so let's get to the matter at hand. I told you guys that there was something going on in Tinley. If you have, hey JT from New Zealand, how are you doing, my Kiwi brother? Are you okay? Okay. Um, I told you guys should have led that from beginning unless you a cougar. I am, Miss Sure, I am, right? But for me, I have an age range, right? But I try not to be discriminatory, because there are loads of good people out here. And I don't want to, box myself in, right? But child, Excuse me. Okay, excuse me, and that's fine. Okay. Oh, you a sis, Ashley? Okay, sis, my Kiwi sis. Thank you for clarifying that. I did not know. Thank you. Hey, Shanita Lanier, how you doing? Don't let that deter you. My hubby's 6 years younger than me. Sure, I ain't let that deter me. That was his issue, but it did bruise my ego a little bit, just a little bit. But do what you do. Okay, so I told y'all that there was something going on out there, right? If you have been following my posts on my YouTube channel, you have seen the things that have been happening to me, right? I have yet more to share with you guys because this is astounding. This is like going into these Tinley groups, nothing compared to Dalton, right? Dalton very tame. They're very, kind of respectful. Over here in Tinley, oh, no, ma'am. And they get disrespectful. They get borderline a little, I don't want to say the R word, but they borderline. Hey, strawberry shortcake, Carol Moore, and me too, child. They just don't know how unbothered I am. Okay, unbothered. Okay, unbothered. Um, so you all have been seeing me get beat up or allegedly get beat up in these groups. However, today was a victory. Let me show y'all. I'm gonna show y'all on a post. Okay, after this live, I'm gonna put the post up. Okay. This man, the same man that suspended me from the Tinley group, right? Y'all know his name. Suspended me from the Tinley group. If you go to the post, you can see who it was. He doxed me today. Did y'all hear what I said? He doxed me on a post today because that's what they do in Tinley, right? Hey Joyce, how you doing? You not late. He doxed me on a post today. He doxed me because he was mad that I told him, okay, well, do what you do over there in that little condo apartment that you in. So then he came back and doxed me, right? So y'all tell me what I did. Okay, let me tell you what I did. Matter of fact, let me read you what I told him. Because this is hilarious. This took me out today. I've been having so much fun today. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Ain't even gonna lie to you. The man doxed me, right? Which was funny to me. So you know what I told him? Yeah, Tinley. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they still bullying me, Curl. At least they think they are, but they not. Because they don't know me, right? Yeah, they don't know me. Not yet. So this is what I told him. I said, Mr. Well, it tags their name when you reply. I said, glad you're doxing. There is a law in Illinois. And then I put the law up. It's called the Illinois Civil Liability for Doxing Act. It was effective January 1 of 2024. It allows doxing victims to sue for damages those who intentionally publish their personal identifiable information with intent to harm or harass them. So I told him I'll get back to you after I file my police report. Child. Okay. All of this on a post where they was trying it. Okay. So that's why. So then he says to me, let me tell you what else he said to me. I'm gonna tell y'all, this is so funny to me. So then he called me. This is what I told him. I told him, I said, your assumptions are just that. And I put assumptions, I spelled it with the ASS capitalized. Because he asked me how was the weather in Dalton today. So I said, your assumptions are just that. How is the weather at your little apartment or your condo, as it may be? I said, well, have a great day, because I sure will. So then he says to me, he's still wondering why I don't vote in Tinley elections. I told him, keep wondering. It helps keep the brain stimulated. There's a study on dementia patients that daily brain puzzles help keep symptoms away longer. That's what I tell him. Then he doxes me. Well, let me read. I read one. I did another. He said something else to me. He said, thanks, non-resident outsider. So then I told him, you're welcome, senior citizen bully. See how that sounds and looks? Just ignorant. Have a great day. I'm rather enjoying this. Having so many fans is interesting. So then he doxes me, right? And I tell him, you have quite the list yourself. Please proceed to your corner store and try not to run over anyone, though. Then I say, I will, because I didn't post an address. He told me to tell when I filed my police report, he told me to tell them that I said he was in a condo or an apartment. I told him I will, because I didn't post an address. So that's not doxing. Please Google the definition of doxing for future reference. Then I tell him, his name is tagged. I'll let you slide if you delete, but if you double down, we're going downtown. I'll give you an hour to decide. Baby, listen. In less than 10 minutes, that man had deleted his comments. Okay? Because don't ever play with me. And I'm not afraid of you. Okay? I'm not afraid of you. I want all of you Tinley people, all of you bullies that's listening to me right now, contemplating making a comment on my video. I want you to be very careful. Okay? Because I don't play no games over here. All right? Don't play no games over here. We can agree to disagree. But if you have your opinion, I'm going to have mine. Okay? All right. Thank you, sure. That's their equivalent. That's their dots. If y'all go to this page, I'm going to post the post that these screenshots are going to come from. I'm going to post it, the link on the post. And you can go in there and see all of the foolery that these senior citizens, most of them, are doing. Bullying people, doxing people, talking about their neighbors, just ugly and nasty. You can share your opinion without disrespecting someone and getting personal, because we don't need none of that. Okay? And I do beef with integrity. Because we don't have to be ugly to get our point across. But yeah, that person that I'm beefing with, you gonna see it. He thought he had me, right? Dox me. Oh, but I screenshot it. I screenshot everything over there because they deletes like crazy. Okay? They deletes like crazy. Okay? So if y'all join these groups and y'all start making comments, y'all make sure y'all Facebook pages is locked down. And then Have you some fun like I've been having. Because, baby, listen, I've been cracking up for most of the day today while I was trying to put this live together. Because I'm just not afraid. And the sad thing is that most of these residents are very afraid. It's just like when Dalton started off, right? You had all of the residents, a lot of the residents were afraid, right? Because she would have people posted everywhere telling her who was out there and all of this stuff, right? Right. And he do the same thing. These people, and this man done follow me from this group. He blocked me from his group, right? And following me on a public page. Can you say cyber stalking? I posted that law too. Did you know that there's a cyber stalking law in Illinois? You need to be educated and versed. Hey, yes, we do random advice. We do. We need to be very versed, right? When we go out here and we make comments in whatever state that you're in, you check and make sure you check to see if they have a doxing law. And guess what you do? You copy and paste it somewhere that you can refer back to it and post it when somebody do it to you. Yeah. You find out if your state has a cyber stalking law. You keep it somewhere that you can copy and paste it. So when somebody is following you around on posts, screenshot them and then type to them. Screenshot first, then type to them so that you can show how they are following you from post to post. Because if you don't comment or tag their name, why are they commenting or tagging yours? Following me from group to group. Ain't gonna be no cyber stalking over here because my comment was my comment. If you would like to reply with facts and receipts, you may. But other than that, keep your little nasty comments about me to yourself. We finna get some respect out here. We finna stop being nasty and start dealing with facts. That's what we finna do. Jody, if someone in another state dox you, you just need to see if your state has a doxing law. If their state has a doxing law, then you can file a complaint. You call the city or the county for wherever they stay. You file a complaint. Put it on record. Start that paperwork. People is going to get paperwork from me all of 2025 if they don't want to be nice. I'm going to give you a chance, though. You see, I gave him an hour to decide. Within 10 minutes, he decided, because you're going to get this paperwork. Tinley wanted to see that still is abstain. Possibly. They haven't, but I don't think they would tell her no. Yes. Hey, Miss Joyce, glad to see you. Okay. The U.S. is easier persecuted when it becomes international. Yes, that's harder, right? So everybody tonight, when this live is over, go to your Google, and I want you to Google whatever your state is and say doxing law. And then you're going to Google whatever your state is and cyber stalking law. Okay? I have so many posts to make with these people. Boy, these people, they got way too much time on their hands. But anyway, okay? So the first thing that we're going to start with is some visuals. I need some help with something too, but we're going to start with some visuals. First of all, we're going to take our case study. We're going to look at our case study. This right here is our case study, right? So on this side, on the left side, I don't know how you're looking at it. Hold on. Yeah, on the left side of your screen, right, is the lawyers. Okay, you see that Tiffany had all of these lawyers. She had Delgado, she had Angela Lockett, she had Max Solomon, she had 12 Years a Slave, she had Bo Biscuit, she had Bo Biscuit. All right, and then um, oh Lord, Jody, you need to get on it. Uh, you need to get on it, Jody. Talk to your U.S. representatives and your senators because that needs to become a thing. And then on the right hand side of the screen, you have the loyalists, right? These are the people that these mayors, so we have Lil Stank in the middle. These are the people that these mayors use and are very, very loyal to them. It's 12 years a slave. Yep, 12 years a slave. So it was 12 years a slave. It was Delgado. It was car salesman and Bo Biscuit. Okay. So, and then on the other side, you had the loyalists. Y'all see, Don't Pray for Me No More. Y'all see Dots. Y'all see Stan. Y'all see Holmes. You see Show Enough Crigley right there. You see KP and you see Darlene. Okay. All right. See, okay, this is our case study, right? So this is our pattern of behavior, right? Right. Okay, now watch this. We're going to Tinley Park. Now, this is the mayor right up here in the center, right here. I don't know if you can see, right in the center. Then offshooting from him is all of the loyalists that he have. These are all of the trustees that never question anything. Never question anything. Nothing. Never any discussion on anything. Nothing. Now let's go over here and talk about his lawyers. Now his lawyers are better than Little Stank's lawyers. Up here in the top left, I don't know what we're gonna call him. We need a name for him. I could tell you his real name. His last name is Walsh. Okay, that's Walsh up there. Down in his bottom left hand corner is this man named Michael Casper. Guess who he was lead counsel for? That's right, Michael Madigan. Michael Madigan. Guess what? Delgado is now in Tinley. Then this bottom man right here is Paul O'Grady. Okay? Paul O'Grady. I got a good name for him. He actually looks, the Walsh dude, he actually looks like that cartoon. Ain't that man named Bob? I think it's Bob. American Dad or something like that. That's what he looks like. Okay. But look at these lawyers. These high powered lawyers, they fancy. Okay. They high powered. Okay. So did you see the level up? Did you see? Okay. Look at here. We got Delgado is probably is like the highest lawyer over here, right? You going from the minority. Now we going to travel over here to the not so minority. Bo Biscuit, 12 Years a Slave, the car salesman. I think I want to call her what is that car place that you can go and buy you a car? I'm gonna figure it out. Then I'm gonna tell you about the car salesman. All right. Now, Bo is working for free. He said it on national TV. That's crazy. Delgado owns his own law firm. He has 25 lawyers. Oh, sorry, 24 lawyers because Eric quit. 24 lawyers at that law firm. Oh, I like that YD walnut head. Yeah, that's what we finna do. Walnut head. All right, got that. I like that. We that's what we doing. Okay, but these the high power lawyers over here, right? Okay, this is the high power lawyers over here. Okay, All right. These people over here are the trustees. These are the loyalists. We're going to get into who he has for the residential element of his get along gang. Okay. That's what we're going to do. Okay. Eric quit. He quit. So this is the Tinley mayor. He is that person. You see he's like in the middle of the page at the very top of this tree going down to the right. He's at the very top. That's the Tinley mayor. And we gonna need to think of a name for him. I'll let y'all decide too. I'm gonna think of one, but I'm gonna let y'all decide too. Okay? So that's what we dealing with. These are the lawyers. Did you hear what I said? Michael Madigan's lead counsel. That's this man, Michael Casper, at the bottom left. Mm-hmm. I said Madigan. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hey, just in case. How are you? Oh, just in case I don't make it home tonight. Okay. Back to this. Okay. Y'all got it? So this particular live, we are starting off and learning about the Tinley mayor. And we're comparing it to Dalton. So we have the same makeup, right? We have the same makeup as far as what we got. We got lawyers over here and lots of them, right? And then over here, we done collected or made us a whole gang of people that's loyal to us for whatever reason, right? We're going to find out that some of these people are loyal because allegedly the mayor may have some information on them. Ain't that what Lil Stank claim about the people that's working with her? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Stay with me now. Stay with me. Okay. So this is the makeup. The makeup is the same. Are you thinking that the makeup is the same so far? Okay. I'm thinking that they're the same. I know that's right, but he's in every equation. You're going to realize that because he is the Democratic machine's lawyer. Okay. All right. We got that. Now, let's talk about who the mayor was before he was the mayor. Before he was the mayor, he was a trustee. Imagine that. As a trustee, they gave him the nickname the excavator because mysteriously and somehow he could always find documents that other people could not. First red flag for me. First one. Where are you just finding these documents, right? Okay, let me know. All right. So now y'all hear that? He was a trustee. Who else was a trustee? Lil Stank was a trustee too. Lil Stank was a trustee too. Okay. So far, we on the same. We on the same. Okay. So let's go back to story time. All right. Let's go back even further before Tin Man became a trustee. Before he was just a regular resident. He would come to his meetings. He would be at his meetings. Lil Stank used to go to her meetings too, right? Yep. Sure did. Started becoming active in her government. Let me tell you when Tin Man started being active in his government. Check this out. Hold on one second because I forgot to add it. Okay, here we go. Now, this is when the Tin Man became, we're going to call him the Tin Man because I like that. Because he don't have a heart. Okay. Let me tell you when he became active in his government. Active as in to the point where he felt like he was going to run for something. Okay. Let me see what date is on this here document. In 2016, lots of things was happening in 2016. Boy. Tiffany was a trustee. She started buying property, I believe, and then she started. I think that's around the time that little slumlord situation happened. Okay. Hey, Kenneth Dawkins. Child. Okay. So there was a mayor. His name was Seaman. I think his first name was David Seaman. Okay. Under Mr. Seaman, under his administration, there was this developer called Buckeye. The developer actually was called Buckeye Community of Hope. And they wanted to build some low income housing in Tinley because housing was an issue and needed to be addressed for the low to moderate income residents of Tinley Park. Okay. And so this community, this developer wanted to build these low income housings, right? In an area that was zoned where you had to have something commercial hooked to it. So for instance, if you were going to build some apartments in this particular area, you had to build some sort of storefront or some sort of commercial space within the community. So you would have apartments and then some sort of storefronts available for businesses to rent and have their business in. So that was the zoning law in the place where they wanted to do this. There was a young person at the time. Her name is Amy Connolly. You can look all this stuff up. This is public information. I'm going to get ready to show you a lawsuit after I tell you what happened. So the Tinley Park community became enraged because they did not want this low income housing in their area. Even though they had homeless and residents that were struggling with housing. Hey Jack, how you doing? Thank you. Thank you, Jack. So, okay, residents of Tinley Park did not want this for whatever reason. I saw some nasty comments about why they didn't want it, but we're not there yet. Okay, we're not there. We're gonna get there, but we're not there yet. Okay. Hey, y'all, so busy missing some of that's okay. That's okay, Light Within. How you doing? That right there, Shanita, aka the others. Let's say that the others look like me. Okay. Saw some very nasty comments. Okay. All right. So what happened was I think it was, I don't know if it was the village manager. I don't know if Amy was the village manager. I can't remember so many facts, but you can Google it. They said that she and the village lawyer conspired together to change the zoning laws to allow for this low income housing to be built in this area that was zoned for residential and commercial. So if you built some residential um housing, you had to have commercial hooked with it. Okay. And so they said that she conspired with the lawyer to change the zoning laws without the residents' knowledge or to manipulate the zoning laws in order to bring this low income housing. This low income housing, or not low income, but affordable housing to Tinley Park, would have serviced their residents that were struggling with paying rent. When all this happened, the developers had got approved by the planning commission and the finance board and were being sent to the committee of the whole, which is all of the trustees and the mayor, to be voted on. Right. And so the developers thought that they passed through those two committees. They were just going to get a regular old passing through. And all of a sudden, somebody, y'all know who that somebody is, the Tin Man, pops up with these papers that he got from somewhere, showing these zoning laws and different things of that nature that might have been messed up. And then here we go with this lawsuit, because now the Buckeye community is saying that they're being discriminated against. They were passed in two committees and told that the zoning laws were fine and that they were a go. And now all of a sudden they're not a go and their development was tabled. Well, the problem was that their development came with funding from the state. And we know, as we do with Lil Stank, that funding from the state comes with deadlines. You have to do certain things by certain times. You have to, in order to get the money dispersed, right? Right. So then what happened? They lost their state funding. And so here is the lawsuit. We're going to read this lawsuit because I find in here some very interesting things. Very, very, very interesting things. Horrible, if you ask me. Again, the Buckeye Community Hope Foundation and the Buckeye Community 69 LP, they were the developers trying to bring this affordable housing to Tinley Park. They sued the village of Tinley, the board of trustees, the planning commission. At the time, the mayor was David Seaman, and Michael Pinito, Jacob Vandenberg, who is a trustee, and Brian H. Yonker. All of these people work for the village. Okay. And so this part right here, the introduction always tells who they are suing, who they are holding accountable for this. Okay. And so the explanation was, which had a purpose. Let's see. They're saying that these people purposely delayed and blocked and otherwise interfered with the attempt of the Buckeye Hope Foundation and its affiliate, the Buckeye Community 69. I don't even like that last part. That is weird. LP, collectively Buckeye, to construct a multifamily affordable housing development for low-income individuals and families known as the Reserve. So they wanted to name this community, was named the Reserve, and it was at 183rd and Oak Park Avenue, which would have been a perfect place. Perfect place. There's actually some sort of, used to be a strip club right there at the corner. There's an eyesore. Perfect place. Anyway, so It says, in early 2015, Buckeye began plans to develop the reserve, a high quality 47 unit affordable housing complex in Tinley Park that would serve the area's low income households who are disproportionately African American and families with children. When the project became publicized in January 2016, members of the Tinley Park community began a vehement, well organized campaign to oppose and kill the development. I'm going to pause right there and tell you what it was that they did. What they did was they had buttons made that said no Buckeye. They had signs made that said no Buckeye. Um, they were signing petitions, having rallies, all of these things for the people that live in their community. You saw that it said disproportionately. Okay, let's go again. The opponents have thus far been successful, having persuaded village officials to delay and obstruct the project indefinitely. This obstruction has harmed Buckeye's ability to obtain the property for the reserve and retain the low income housing tax credit funding it has been awarded to develop the project. Tinley Park is a predominantly white suburb of Chicago, located in the far southeast corner of Cook County, Illinois, with a small part of the village in the neighboring Will County, Illinois. The village has a dearth of affordable housing, and its lower income citizens are severely rent burdened. Those rent burdens fall heavily on African Americans and families with children who are overrepresented among the poor and have the greatest need for affordable housing in the area. The reserve, if built, would help alleviate the need for affordable housing and increase the racial integration of Tinley Park. Buckeye initiated development of the reserve in early 2015 and undertook a year-long planning process to purchase the land, design the project, obtain necessary financing, and to meet or exceed every requirement of the village's applicable zoning ordinances. After the village's planning department found the reserve to be in precise compliance with code, and just days before the Plan Commission was expected to vote to approve the proposal on Planning Department's recommendation, fierce community of opposition arose. The opposition is explicitly based on discriminatory attitudes toward African Americans. Communities within a majority of African Americans and other minorities and lower income families with children. Somebody make this make sense to me right now. I'm reading something that is from 2016, but I actually feel like I'm reading something that came from 1969. Can anyone explain to me why I'm feeling that way? Can anyone? I don't know, but I'm feeling that way. Are y'all listening to what I'm reading? This is crazy. 2000, we in 2016 right now. I'm not, okay. Maybe y'all just as shocked at me. Let me keep reading because this gonna shock you even more. Yeah, keep reading. Tinley Park residents publicly compared the reserve to the now demolished, predominantly African American public housing developments in Chicago, such as the Robert Taylor Homes and Harold, I would say this is Ike's Homes. Opponents have suggested that the reserve is more appropriate for the predominantly African American communities in the area, such as Robbins, Country Club Hills. I'm offended because I lived there, Matson, and Sauk. And that is not, it is not appropriate for Tinley Park or other predominantly white communities like Naperville and Downers Grove. Hmm. All right. Y'all not saying nothing. I'm telling y'all, I'm asking y'all, what year do y'all think we in? I'm reading this is from 2016. All right, let's keep going then. Opponents also suggested that allowing the reserve to be built would increase crime, lower property values, and allow lower income children to overcrowd the schools in Tinley Park and reduce test scores. Well, let me give you a little fun fact. Go over there and check Tinley's test scores right now. They ain't much different than the rest of the state that's not meeting the standards. And another FYI, the Buckeye community was not even built. So who they blaming now? Who are they blaming now? And YD, this is in 2016. 2016. Hmm? 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 Okay. Let's keep reading because it gets better or worse. In direct and explicit reference to the village residents' opposition, village officials acceded to the discrimination, expressing their support for the opponents, revealing their own discriminatory attitudes, and ultimately taking a series of unprecedented and impermissible actions intended to delay and derail the project. The village has effectively stopped the project by having the Plan Commission refer the project back to the Planning Department, which had completed its review and had found that the project was in precise compliance with the village's zoning code. The village, however, will not take any further action on Buckeye's application for the reserve. Meanwhile, Buckeye's option to purchase the parcel for the reserve is about to expire, and Buckeye is at risk of losing the financial benefits of the low income housing tax credits and project based vouchers awarded to the project. Defendants' actions to oppose the reserve have unlawfully discriminated against potential residents on the basis of race, national origin, and familial status in violation of the federal and state fair housing laws, and will have a disparate impact on racial minorities and families with children in violation of those same laws. Defendants' actions also have the purpose and effect of perpetuating racial segregation in Tinley Park by denying African Americans the opportunity to live in the overwhelmingly white community. Defendants' actions also constitute unlawful interference with Buckeye's right to develop affordable housing based on the protected classifications referenced above. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? So that's when the Tin Man activated right there. Matter of fact, let me tell you, allegedly, the Tin Man caused a lot of ruckus with this and thereby had the mayor looking like he was the villain. "2 miles from me, Miss Palmer, black lady owns beautiful trailer park. She has in her contract that she does not rent lots to. Mm, and it's weird in 2025 that is even being allowed. Mm, YD. When I read this, okay, I said, huh? I said, that's amazing. I said, that is absolutely amazing. Amazing. Anyway, the Tin Man got activated, got everybody riled up against the mayor that was the mayor then during this, which was Mayor David Seaman, right? He got with that Vandenberg, Jacob Vandenberg, and they got on a ticket together. Listen to what I'm telling you now, because we're going to compare this to Lil Stank. Because who ticket did Lil Stank run on? Somebody tell me right quick in the comments. So the Tin Man ran on a ticket with Jacob Vandenberg, who was already a trustee. The public already trusted him. Vandenberg, okay? He was a trustee already, okay? They trusted him, okay? So Vandenberg ran as the mayor on this ticket. The Tin Man and a few other people ran with him. Lil Stank ran on, I believe it was, did she run on Roger Riley's ticket when she first got in office? And then the second time, I don't know whose ticket she ran on, but I think she ran on Roger Riley's ticket. Okay. So Tin Man ran on Jacob Vandenberg's ticket. The Vandenberg ticket gets elected. They take over office because they had the residents so riled up about this Buckeye community under the other mayor. Right? So everybody's like, oh, okay, finally, we got the people in office. Tell me what happened. Tell me what the Tin Man do in the middle of, it's probably after they was almost to the end of the term. The Tin Man and another woman who was the clerk, I believe, at the time, they all of a sudden start having problems with Jacob Vandenberg, who is the mayor, and they ran on his ticket. So Lil Stank ran on Roger Riley's ticket. Then all of a sudden, she what? She started having problems with him. All of a sudden, she ain't like him. Having communication problems. She claimed. Guess what? Tin Man and this clerk that broke the ranks with him, they claim they was having communication problems. Mayor Vandenberg say, that don't make no sense to me because nobody else having no communication problems. And far as I know, we communicate. They made up a whole communication issue. And then they got on a ticket and created this one Tinley Park and got some other people with them running on this transparency and a better Tinley Park. Okay? Yeah, you got to watch them people who all of a sudden just start having communication problems. Sound like to me that's the issue. Okay? All right. Y'all remember when I had Diane Galante on the platform, former trustee? She got with them 110 Park, this 10 man, their clerk, and some other folks to make up their board. Yeah. Then what started happening? The mayor claimed it was a communication problem between him and Diane. They wasn't seeing eye to eye. Right now, what I'm going to do, I need you guys to watch. We have a YouTube video that we need to watch. I'm going to tag this video in the comment section of my video. Yes, thank you, Justin. So this is what happens when the love of money becomes the root of that part. Okay? This sounded so much like Dalton to me. Is it sounding like Dalton to y'all? Okay. Sylvia Allen, I heard. But again, I don't like the way it was done. The public should have been able to attend. But anyway, we need to watch a video. Gonna shock you. I'm gonna tell you some things about this video when it's done. It's 8 minutes. Okay? Bear with me. This, super producer don't show y'all nothing that ain't riveting. Okay? Get your popcorn. Let's go. Here we go.
Hi, my name is Cindy O'Boyle. I'm running for village clerk. I've been a nurse for over 38 years, and I know the effects of bullying. Any kind of bullying, workplace, cyberbullying, school bullying, it all affects people the same way. This is an opportunity to lead by example. This is an opportunity for Tinley Together and Mike Maloney to be our leaders in this community and lead with integrity.
Hi, my name is Adrienne Jasek. I'd like to take a moment of your time and share some things with you I never thought I'd have to say. For years, I'd been an active member in our community. I helped bring families together with our Kindness Rocks project. I've always tried to stand up for what I feel is right, but once I started asking real questions about our village, I became their target of relentless online harassment and political retaliation. I was publicly attacked, called a bully, falsely accused of saying things I never said. When I defended myself, my words were twisted, posts were commented, and support were deleted. I was blocked from seeing the discussions they were having about me. Then it got personal. A back then village trustee publicly exposed my legally prescribed treatment, something that should have never been used as a political weapon. And if that wasn't enough, he then suggested I break the law and purchase my medicine illegally. Kind of unethical and dangerous. And one day, out of nowhere, our small acts of kindness, our Tinley Park Rocks Kindness Garden, was dismantled. As if my efforts bringing families and people together became a threat to what they control. Bullied and ridiculed just because I asked some questions, and tried to provide families an activity to enjoy together. They had no control over this random acts of kindness, so they tried to take it away. This isn't about politics. It's about decency, fairness, the kind of town we want to live in. We all have a voice and should never be bullied, lied about, and silenced just for inquiring. If you believe in fairness, transparency, and community over politics, please stand with us. Let's get back to the Tinley Park we know, a great place to raise our kids.
How did things get this bad? How did I allow myself to be used the way I was? How did I not see the evil? I will ask myself these questions over and over again, and the recurrent answer is I value friendships. I found out that it wasn't a friendship at all. It was all conditional based upon control. When I believe in something or someone, I will give it my all. Don't get me wrong, I will never regret the value and energy I put in friendships. What I do regret is misplaced trust in the wrong people I at one time called friend. All that brings me to say, Michael Glatz is an evil individual. Having had years of friendship prior to the politics, I had no reason to not trust him. As he rose in favor amongst the good people of Tinley Park, it was largely due to the help of the people he surrounded himself with. The excavator didn't excavate. He collected, he organized, he manipulated, he lied, he complimented to keep favor, he gave superficial truths. All this and more to get what he wanted, control, and have resources to do his dirty work. There seemed to be no low on what he would do or say, or actually have his minions do and say, and more importantly, post. I was one of those minions that would block people, kick them off of the Citizens for a Better Tinley Park page, allow certain profiles on the page to later learn they were fake profiles that he and his minions used to control the narrative on whoever he was taking on, and it was always somebody. I was asked to be admin for Citizens for a Better Tinley Park page when there were just over 1,000 members. In the over 5 years I was admin, the page grew to over 9,000 plus members. It was a lot of work and very time-consuming, but I loved contributing and informing the community. This page is why Glatz maintained a friendship with me. Because I trusted him, I did everything he told me to do for the most part. Without having his name on it, he basically controlled the content of the page. Fast forward to Diane Galante's involvement with Tinley politics. Let me tell you, everything is a secret. Everything is planned. Glatz asked Diane to run for a trustee position. I was not to be told, despite our 19 years and growing friendship. I knew Diane would make a great trustee because she's smart, accountable, independent, and fierce. Glatz completely underestimated her. It wasn't long before the two of them stopped seeing eye to eye. Glatz asked me to intervene, try to sway Diane from her independent thoughts and opinions. I declined getting involved. It was that growing rift and being pulled into a lawsuit that made me, in agreement with the other admins on the page, to tell Glatz politics would no longer be allowed on the page. One of the other admins actually feared his reaction. What does that say? Upon that decision, boy, oh boy, did the tides change. I was no longer called Buttercup or Bethy by Glatz. I'm not even sure how that started. Yep, I became the next target because I was no longer doing his bidding. I was simply removing myself from the politics. I moved to Arizona a few months after that. I was slowly going to detach myself from the Citizens for a Better Tinley Park page, but it turns out I didn't have to. I was removed and blocked from that page, and take a wild guess who was put on as admin. I anticipated that happening. I created my own private page so that individuals that may have a different opinion can have a platform that was not controlled by Glatz and his minions. Social media control is an infatuation of his. Long story long, if Glatz cannot control you, you become the enemy. You are a target. I went from quote-unquote friend to target and enemy over a social media page. It took a strong woman, Diane Galante, to open my eyes. She was put through hell, family included. Expect hell with no limits on what he will do to control and win. That is not leadership. That's intimidation. That's lack of character. That is evil. That is pure evil.
I am Diane Galante. I was your trustee in the village of Tinley Park. I ran as a mother, a volunteer, and a resident who wanted to give back. Like many, I believed Michael Glatz's promises of transparency until I dared to question him. That's when the real Glatz showed up. Instead of answering concerns, he smeared my name, spread lies, and used aliases to harass my family with online attacks, threats, and intimidation. I have a binder full of proof documenting his relentless bullying, and I'm not the only one. Glatz has a pattern of targeting women who stand up to him, treating them with cruelty and disrespect. Do you want your wife, your mother, or daughter to be his next victim? This isn't leadership, it's abuse of power. Tinley Park deserves a mayor who leads with integrity, not fear or corruption. It's time to stand up and take our town back. I'm Diane Galante, and I stand with the women of Tinley Park. Mayor Michael Glatz, we will no longer be silenced.
Hi, I'm Melissa Sanfilippo, and I'm running to be trustee in the Village of Tinley Park. During the campaign, I've met women in our community who share the same experience of bullying and harassment from our elected officials and their various social media aliases. As a candidate and an elected official, I pledge to bring ethical leadership back to Tinley Park. Please vote for Tinley Together on April 1st.
Okay. Did y'all see what was said? Y'all see how I was getting bullied? Y'all see why I was posting on my page what was happening? And let me tell you, they only do it to women. They only question and bully the women. They even doxed somebody's medical information. I wish somebody would. Boy, what the church say? I wish somebody would catch on fire. Lord have mercy. I wish somebody would. Okay? That doesn't make any sense. And it also doesn't make any sense that their neighbors are allowing them to do it. People that they know and see in the community. So when I go to that page, that's what I started talking about. I know you're not letting your neighbor get bullied. This is somebody you're going to see at the village meeting, maybe at a football game, maybe at a sports game, maybe at a carnival. That don't make no sense. Sure, this part right here. NYD. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. So now y'all understand a little bit more and have so many fake profiles. Man, I waved at so many. This man was commenting under so many fake profiles. I kept saying, hey, Mayor, how you doing? Yeah. And blah, 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 blah. Right? Guess what? Guess what? They never, out of all the stuff that I have posted, asking questions about, Tinley Park, I hope you're listening. Out of all of the things that I posted, asking questions, I asked specific questions about specific things. Harmony Square, Lenny Gas and Wash, all of these things, right? Not one person addressed any of it. Only thing they wanted to do was bully me. And not one person that was defending the mayor called me a liar about the questions I was asking. Very scary. That's very scary. Okay? I know that's right, sure. She stopped messing with us in Dalton politics under them fake profiles after a while because we called her out with that spelling. Okay? Okay? It sounds like the teenagers wearing an adult suit in power. Not one person, did you hear what I said? Not one person ever called me a liar. Not one. Out of all the questions, and I asked a lot of questions. I asked so many questions. Somebody comment under my thing. We don't care about your stinking questions. I guess you don't. Okay. So fast forward. This man becomes the mayor. I I have so much to go over. I'm going to stop it after I show you guys this and ask you this question, because then we're going to go to part 2. There's so many in this series. We have so much to unpack. Okay? We're going to start with this. This man becomes mayor in, you guessed it, 2021. Who else became mayor of their town in 2021? Lil Stank. Lil Stank did. That behavior is very uncalled for. They act like immature teens. It's no wonder our children. Thank you. He became mayor of Tinley in 2021, just as who? Lil Stank did. So many similarities. So many. When I told y'all this way back when, y'all didn't care. Y'all probably still don't care, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Okay? Because we got to live here. So he became mayor. Diane was on the board. Things began to happen and break down between them. She stopped participating in the foolery, right? And started asking questions about things that she saw, because she has an accounting background. And she started asking questions about those things, and that's when they began to attack her. Now, I'm going to start with this because they started out just like Dalton with one law firm for the village. No problems, right? Just like Dalton did. Alderson, Sturt, McGrath. All of a sudden, Lil Stank didn't like them, right? And replaced them with Dale Galdo. Right? Right? Right. Okay. Enter, well, let's say first, Shawnee Wilkes, Rain Wilkes, she stopped doing her job as the village attorney. The trustees ended up having to get their own for the village, which was Alderson, Sturk, and McGrath. And then all of a sudden, Lil Stank say she needed her own. She didn't like them. She needed her own. So that's when Dale Galdo came in, right? Okay. Let me show y'all this. Let me show y'all this, because this right here gonna blow your mind. So they at Tinley Park too, they had a law firm that the village had for years, right? All of a sudden, their law firm wasn't good enough. That's right, sure. It took Dalton's public small group to rally a little while to learn how to get back their town. Tinley, not there yet. They better get there. Okay, they better get there. Because once we start talking about some of these things and we start getting into them, if you don't have questions, it's something wrong with you. Okay? So let's go. So village had an attorney. Nothing wrong with that attorney. Matter of fact, Diane was on the board. She was like, okay, yeah, no, we had this attorney. It was no problem. Now, all of a sudden, enter Dale Galdo. But how? But how? Do you all remember when Lil Stank kept putting on the agenda to hire a village attorney, right? And she wanted 12 years a slave. Then she had the car salesman. Look at this. Let me show you what the Tin Man did in Tinley Park. And nobody said a word. Not that board. The residents didn't even comment on it. Look at this. This right here, let me make it bigger. All of this is public information. You can go to the Village of Tinley's website, to the government tab. Minutes and agendas is at the top right. You can click on this. This is the regular village board meeting agenda from February the 20th, 2024. So all of a sudden, the village needs a new lawyer, village lawyer. This is the agenda for the meeting, right? Consider approval agenda, and this right here is some of the things that we're on. But let me scroll down. Let me scroll down. We're gonna scroll right past this to page, I think it's page 3. Item number 7. It says consider approval of the following consent agenda items. Okay, so let's pause right there. Let me tell you about yeah, those items do go missing, but they ain't missing. They ain't missing. Okay? But let me tell you about a consent agenda. Okay, because Dalton don't do consent agendas because Lil Stank know better. She would never get it through because you have people like Kiana Belcher, Tammy Brown, they read the agenda. She would never get a consent agenda through. Villages use consent agendas, right, to put several items on. The list could be quite long. And they will call for a vote on the consent agenda, which will be a yes or a no, right? If they say yes, everything on this consent agenda gets approved. All right? If they say no, then nothing on the consent agenda gets approved. But somebody can make a motion to remove, let's say I'm the trustee. I can say I make a motion to remove item A, letter A, from the consent agenda. Then somebody seconds the motion, and then there's a vote. They vote. Let's say I win the vote. Or let's say there's a motion, a second, and then there's discussion. There should be discussion, right? I want to discuss. So I say I'll make a motion because I want to discuss. So somebody second, they ask, is there any discussion? And I say, why is there a village attorney on the consent agenda? It says consider adoption resolution 2024R017 approving an agreement between the Village of Tinley Park and Delgado Law Firm, LLC, for legal services. Now, if you go back to that meeting, did nobody ask what's wrong with our current lawyer? Did nobody ask for discussion on any of the consent items? What is a village attorney appointment doing on a consent agenda in the first place? Ethically, it shouldn't be there because this should be a separate item so that the residents are informed about why they are getting another attorney and how much is this attorney making. Okay, Justin, no problem. How much is it? What is the contract? What do they want? What are we paying them? Right? No discussion. I want to also direct, Tinley, your attention to item B, to letter B. Letter B says, consider adopting resolution 2024R018, approving an agreement between the Village of Tinley Park and Michael J. Casper as special counsel legal services. Why was there no discussion? Because why are 2 lawyers on the consent agenda? And what do we need 2 lawyers for? Why do we need a village attorney in the first place? Because we have one. And then why do we need special counsel? And how much is he making? How much is he getting paid? Right? If I was at this meeting, I'd have been going crazy. Because I would have been like, what? What do we need two village attorneys for? The second one says special counsel for what? What do we need special counsel for? And can't we just hire special counsel at any time we need them? What they need to be on retainer for? Every month. We paying them. For what? What are they doing? And I told y'all that Michael J. Casper was Madigan's lead counsel. So I know he not cheap. Tinley, why do y'all need two lawyers? Why did y'all need a new village attorney in the first place? That's first thing. But the second thing is, why did you need special counsel legal services? For what? Who anticipating something? Yeah, sure. But who? And why should they be? And is it the village's fault or is it their fault? Who should be paying for that? Don't nobody in Tinley care? Don't none of y'all care? This man could be making $100,000 a month. Y'all don't care? That's okay? All right, then. If that's what you say, then that's what you say. These are questions that I have. Are you anticipating someone getting sued and needing legal counsel? And if so, who is it? And what would they be getting sued for? And is it the village's fault or their fault? Loads of questions should have been asked. Loads. These people in Tinley, the people of Tinley, you get 6 minutes to speak during public comment. 6 minutes. We know why Lil Stank wanted to hire special counsel. We're going to find out about the Tin Man and why we need this special counsel. For mayor and one trustee, I don't know. I don't know who that was for. Big question. How many residents attend the meetings that have sense? All of them claim they do, sure. Especially the ones that be talking to me during the day, trying to insult me and whatnot. But then when they realize I got time, then they ain't got time. So, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I even got some of them asking me personal questions. I told them that would be a personal matter and none of your business. Okay? Miss Prima Donna. Baby, listen. Lil Stank did not get a needle through the eye of a camel over there in Dalton. She tried it though. These people out here paying 2 lawyers at a crazy amount a month, probably. Now, I'm finna set forth some FOIAs. We gonna see if they get answered. Because they claim to me on all of these posts, all I need to do is ask. Ask the people. Ask the questions. They'll answer. I asked a whole bunch of questions on this post. Didn't nobody answer. Let's see if they answer these FOIAs because I'm going to FOIA these contracts for these lawyers because we need to know how much they making every month. Huh? And why are they making it every month? Huh? Okay. Last thing. We have so much more to cover though. Your mouth gonna be like, if your mouth won't like that, when we read that Buckeye community. Oh, by the way, the Department of Justice stepped in this case, and they, on the behalf of the Buckeye Hope community, they sued the village of Tinley Park, and the Buckeye community won. However, the award that they won was only $410,000. This could have been a multi-million dollar development and could have brought loads of tax money to the village of Tinley. But because it was largely for, mind you, their disparaged African American community and families with children, they didn't want it. Super producer opening a whole can of. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Because they out here, but we got to see how they look, right? Because they look different. They look different than what we just saw, right? They look different. This looks like transparency, but actually, is it? Because why would you put two lawyers on a consent agenda and then the trustees on said board don't have no discussion, don't do anything, just vote yes and don't have no questions about why we need two lawyers. One for the village attorney where we already have a village attorney, and two for a special counsel, because what would we need special counsel for? All right. We have so many more miles to go. This is crazy. Okay. The next segment that we're going to move into is lawsuits. Because we know that little stank, what? She have a lot of them, right? She have a lot of them. Do you think this is any different? Jack, if I can get some help, I will. We'll see. I will go over there and foy and do all the things that I normally do. But we'll have to tackle it in between because I got a lot of things going. I got a lot of irons in the fire right now. Okay. And I'm still kind of in Dalton too. So, still got a lot of irons in the fire. Okay. So because I want you guys to be able to go and eat dinner with your families. So I'm going to post this, right? These are red flags for Dalton. We need to create a running list of red flags, right? Outlooking, and the few residents that care don't have a clue what to do about the corruption and learning process. Right, sure. So for me, right, when I'm in this group today, let me talk about that in 1 second, sure. I'm going to post this. Y'all see this? This is our Dalton case study, right? Red flags, red flags. So I put nonprofits, no bid contracts. I'm going to show y'all that too. Campaign donations, selective license and permit issuance. Huh? Okay, these was red flags and Dalton. But what I want y'all to do is feel the other side. We need the rest of the red flags. We need to get a running list that we can remember from Dalton, right? I'm going to compile it together, and we will have our running list of red flags that we can use, right, as a template when we're looking at these other places. Okay? Okay? All right. So, blonde wigs is a red flag? Well, child, I could tell you some things over here in Tinley, but anywho. So, sure, what did I say? I said I was going to come back to this. Okay, yeah. So, about this, sure. These people are so afraid. Very afraid I mean, afraid. How can you live somewhere, pay taxes, and vote and be this afraid? Right? How? How? You have to use the resources that's available to you, because that's what Dalton did. They used the resources that was available to them. What was available to them? YouTube, the media. They made all the complaints that they could make with the AG, the inspector general, the state's attorney. They did all of that, right? They brought all types of attention, right? They banded together. They didn't let each other get bullied, right? When Sherry got bullied by KP, what happened? Boy, we tore him up. We tore him up. When Vivian got bullied by KP, what did the Lady Roberts and Alicia Nicole do? They tore him up. Right? Right. They have to band together. They have to act like neighbors. They have to protect each other. Boy, when I be in them groups, I go to anybody rescue that they bullying. It don't matter to me. I don't care if I don't know these people. I don't care if I don't come out of my house. I don't care. You're not gonna bully somebody on my watch. It ain't gonna happen. And I'm gonna give you the business. So that's what I be doing. Yeah. But at this point, they are afraid to speak up because they say these people are vindictive. And so you just gonna let them? Okay then. Well, okay. We'll see if we get them, sure. They claim just ask them. I'm gonna see if we get them. You're honest. I've been looking into the Southland for well into 3 years and have not formulated how to stop the corruption. The corruption is slightly different here in California. Yeah. Dogged the honest trustees to do something. There ain't no more honest trustees. There are not any more. None. Because the ones that's on this board, they be on these posts under fake profiles bullying the residents too. Yeah. We're going to look at the next time I come on, which hopefully will be maybe tomorrow night, but it'll be late because I have something I have to attend to. But it will be late, very late. Okay. We're going to look at some lawsuits and ask ourselves, should our mayor be involved in any type of lawsuit? I don't care if they want it. Should they have been involved? Because it speaks to ethics, right? Speaks to ethics for me. No okay, listen, when I put this post up for these red flags, let me do it now because I want y'all to fill up the chat with your red flags so that I can make the visual. Okay? Hold on, I'm gonna do it now. I'm gonna do it right now. Hold on. Hold the line, please. Hold the line. Okay. I seize it. Hold the line, please. Got it. Okay. I'm getting ready to post it right now. Let me see this. We don't have township village models in the West. The thing in common is cities with large tax bases and Democratic run cities. I am in the minority of conservatism in California. Okay, status quo. So what I'm going to tell you about Tinley is they have a large tax base. So I'm going to show you a development that happened at the behest of Tin Man that doesn't make any sense. I'm going to show you what it looks like. I'm going to show you. Okay. Foreign credit cards won't work in Dalton. The bulk of mismanaged purchases are in names of employees. That's why no receipts. Lori alluded to that. Before it's over, please make sure you have, mayor should not be the liquor. It's a lot of them out here. It's a lot of those out here in the Southland. We need to separate that immediately, prima donna, to me. Okay? To me. Because that is a whole conflict of interest right there. Okay? Dalton is a case study in how to stop corruption. It very much is. But what we need to do also is look at the little nuances, right? And so I'm going to show you nuances with Tinley because they have more money, right? So their tax base is higher. So they get more money coming in and they can do more things, right? Wait till you see this. Yeah, wait till you see this. We have all been so busy trying to survive. We stopped making our politicians be, yeah, I'm guilty too because life be lifing. Okay, let me make this post. I'm about to make this post. Oh, hold on. I got to get the picture. Okay, got it. Okay, I'm going to make this post now. Please fill with all the red flags. Please fill with all the red flags we had in Dalton for our case study. Okay, and then I'm gonna attach that I just showed y'all. Done. Hopefully y'all be able to see done. Post. Okay, I posted. It has the ones that I listed on there. And then I want you guys to come in the comments and list the rest of yours. I'm going to make a visual and then we're going to tally so far on the next one. The first thing we're going to do is tally how many red flags we have so far. We've seen so many similarities between the two mayors, trustees, communication problems with the people above them. Okay. Same lawyer. Yeah. Same lawyer. All right. So we got that. Let me see what y'all saying now. We have had, let me see. Mayors with 3 and 4 elected positions. Yeah. Liquor commissioner. This mayor actually sits on all of the committee boards, most of them. I ain't never seen that before. I seen the trustees sit on the board and then they come back and tell you what happened at these meetings. But I ain't never seen the actual mayor go to these meetings. And I want to show y'all one more thing because this really bothered me. This really bothered me. Last year they had carnival and the teens were doing those trends and they were showing up in large numbers and stuff and things of that nature. But this is actually some minutes from a marketing commission meeting. Okay. Let me see. Right here. All right. And they're talking about tow companies without bids. I'm gonna show y'all some stuff, boy. Y'all gonna be like, anyhow, lots of cities here are very cognizant of their special needs residents, from children to adults. Most of them, when they have parades, they have a route set out, and on certain parts of the route, you have to be quiet, because that's where like my son is autistic, and he does not like a lot of noise. So when they go through these certain parts of the town with the parade, they have to be quiet. It's just like a little stretch, and it allows the autistic and special needs community to be able to participate in the parade without all of the noise, right? So they get to look at the lights, they get to look at the floats, they get to see the band members, but not all of the noise, because it'd be too much for them. And so this is coming from a meeting, the meeting minutes from the minutes of the marketing commission. In Tinley, they have all types of committees. This is one. And in this one, they are talking about parades. The clerk or whoever is the secretary is taking minutes, right? Yeah, they have noise counseling, but some families can't afford to get the kids those noise counseling things. They cost a lot. And sometimes they can't afford to get them, and sometimes it's not younger people, it's older people that's autistic too now, right? Yeah. So you just want to be able to accommodate. They live in the community too, they should be able to enjoy these things as well. But these are some of the comments that the mayor made. He suggested eliminating the quiet zone next year, saying it's a parade, it's going to be noisy. It is not working, and it is nearly impossible on staff. How? When there are nearly 5 other cities that are around you that do this very thing every year and never have a problem with it. Never, 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 never. I take my son to loads of them. Never. But the thing that really, really, really caused me alarm, you see these notes? These notes are meticulous, right? I just read you what the mayor said. If you scroll down, she got the person who wrote these got everybody by name, what they saying, right? Right? See this, right? This is the part that concerned me, and I'm going to blow it up really, really big, because this concerned me. It's this part right here, and I'm going to highlight it. Wait a minute, child. Discussion continued on quiet zone. Problems with some parade participants, parade lineup spaces, and demographics. My problem is, what was said? What was said that you didn't write? Because you was writing everything else. Why you just didn't continue writing and finish? What was said? Who was disrespected? Because now we heard the Buckeye community thing. We heard that. So what was said that you didn't want to write? Something was said. Something was discussed that you didn't want to type, that you didn't want to write. Somebody said something that was so disrespectful that you didn't even want to write it. This right here. Yeah. Yeah, that part. That's what I'm concerned about. Meticulous notes. This person name, everything they said. Then all of a sudden, the discussion continued. Now, did it? And for how long did it continue? Okay. Well, we have this is going to be several series. If you guys join me, I would be so grateful. for you to do that. But, you know, I know how I go. But it's my duty to show you these things because corruption doesn't look the same in every place. So I want to show you how it looks somewhere different. You sure. Just that 2016. Did you see that? That lawsuit, what that lawsuit said in 2016. Okay. Well, hey to all my replay viewers, thank you for watching this video. If you would, please like, share, subscribe. I'm going to be out here in these Tinley, Orland, Dalton, and whatever streets I feel necessary to be in to expose whatever it is I need to expose. Okay? That's where I'm going to be. All right. Thank you guys for listening tonight. Go enjoy your family. It's 7 o'clock here. I don't know. 8 o'clock somewhere else. There should be some good TV shows on, huh? Be prepared for me to pop up sometime tomorrow night. Kenneth Dawkins. Sometimes, Miss Prima Donna. Lil Stank was pretty loud if you ask me. But sometimes. Hey, Kenneth Dawkins, thank you. Thank you for your time and interest. Yeah, thank you. No, thank you all. Thank you guys for tuning in. I can't do this without you. So thank you. All right. Listen, you guys, Super Producer wishes nothing but blessings for your life. When you out here in these YouTube streets or these Facebook streets, you can tell people what you need to tell people respectfully. Now, if you have to get disrespectful, let them get disrespectful first. Don't you get disrespectful. Okay? I got other things to post to show y'all. Hilarious. Okay? Very hilarious. Because y'all know Super Producer is super funny. But I will see you guys late. Get you a nap in tomorrow. Late tomorrow night. Okay?
You say we need personal space. Just drop the race. We need personal space. Just watch what you say. We need personal space. Won't you just go away? We need personal space.
Oh, I ain't want nothing, man. Just wanted to tell you I love you. Oh, I ain't want nothing, man. Just wanted to tell you I love you. Oh, I ain't want nothing, man. Just wanted to tell you I love you. Oh, I ain't want nothing, man. Just wanted to tell you I love you.